Background music and ambience brought to you in part by Midnight Syndicate. Music for the imagination and the perfect musical accompaniment for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game. The leader of Gagme is dead. The guild as a whole has been dealt a critical blow. The world trembles as portal magic tears at the fabric of reality. Tim and Terry must find the Stable One in order to end the threat from the other realms. And Master Duché has finally acquired the means to conquer and rule this realm as a god. Now, prepare yourselves for the culmination of Campaign 1 as they seek resolution of A Fool's Quest.
Alright, so let's pay for our food and head northeast until we find the fountain that we're not going to swim in.
Okay, so it's a bit of a walk. You walk through the town. It is a very clean town. There are people out smiling. You don't see the filth that you would normally see in a city this size. So, there's not people leaving broken shit out on the roads. There's not litter. The streets are really some of the cleanest streets that you've seen in any major cities. Much more nice than even the fancier part of Cheddar. And you make your way down. You pass the fountain, pass the mayor's house. As you pass the mayor's house, there are no guards there to watch the door. There is plenty of apple and pear and all sorts of fruit trees that are out and bushes that are out on the front yard. And you see children just chilling in there eating some of the fruit and hanging out. And just past that, you see the Have Mercy Hospital.
I steal a pear.
Wait a minute.
I don't think it would be.
Okay.
No reason. I'm just gonna take it. Let's go see what happens. Yep. Yeah, actually, no, I'll take
nothing.
That's a good point. I'll take like 15, 20 pears. Put it in my bag.
Okay.
Take a beer with them.
What the fuck?
Jot that down to put on your future inventory. 20 pairs.
Or 10 pairs of pears.
God, I
But
hate
not
it.
40 pairs total. That'd be weird.
Yeah, let's not get weird.
Too late.
All right, so you get to the hospital. You see some Warforged walking around doing their normal doctor things. And you walk in through the main door, and there is somebody at receptionist, a Warforged, and it's like, how may I help you?
Where do you keep your bodies?
He touches his chest.
No. The dead ones.
Malphaedor.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
And turn back to the Warforged. Where is the morgue?
The morgue is downstairs in the basement.
And where...
Follow that hallway. It will take you to a door that says basement.
I think this is basement, but not morgue. Just basement.
Okay.
Right.
They're more proud of having a basement than they are a morgue.
It's good. It's good advertising for the hospital. It's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, herd Malphaedor
to the dungeon.
Yeah,
down into the dungeon.
I'll lead the way down the stairs.
Okay, so as you're walking, you see some rooms. You go through intensive care, right? It's just some critical people there, and there's a Warforged you notice that's sitting next to a bed holding someone's hand, and then they go beep, 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 beep. And another Warforged rushes in and they're like, take its two arms and they zap the person in the chest. It's clear.
Nice scene setting. Nice. I like it. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Thank you. I'm trying to build the environment
I like
for
to
you.
imagine their hands like do a Transformers thing into paddles.
Yes.
Some,
Clear.
I like they got swords, magic, hammers in this universe. Oh, and fucking and paddles to electrocute people back to life. Very confusing times in D&D. It's good. It's fine.
Not everyone can be a cleric, okay? Sometimes you're just a warforged with electric hands.
Warforged can be cleric, can't they? Wait.
Yes.
So yeah, it could just be a cleric. It doesn't.
But this is funnier.
Why? Arguably, if it has like the little paddles, wouldn't that be like a? Fuck is it's bullshit. That's all I want to point out.
This is
sorry.
this is much funnier.
So you get downstairs at the bottom of the steps. It's a long stairwell. It goes down probably 20 feet before you hit the ground. So 2 floors down into the basement from where you were.
I'd be proud of that basement too.
And when you get to the bottom, you come out through a door and you see a sign that's lit with some magic lights. And it's got an arrow pointing to the right that says morgue and an arrow pointing to the left that says ghosts.
Wait, what?
Pardon me? What's the second sign?
Ghosts?
I mean, I argue, so we know where the morgue's at. We should check out the ghost hallway. I mean, it's hard to ignore a hallway labeled ghosts.
So
That's
look at the
pretty
sign.
fucking
Look at
interesting.
Ingvald. Look at the sign. Oh yeah, let's check that out.
I mean, I'm out. I mean, it's fucking. It's a ghost hallway.
No, it means
tight.
it means you can only go that way if you're a ghost, and then I drag them towards the morgue.
Ghost hallway.
God, you're old.
He's just mad he's gonna be in the ghost hallway soon.
yeah, that's it.
So how did?
Stefan continues to jot all of this down.
So as we walk,
Fascinating.
Stefan, jot
Just
down that he
fascinating.
didn't want to go down the ghost hallway. You know how cool of an adventure that would have been for you to write? You should be on our side for this. There you go.
His one weakness.
Ghosts. Yeah.
he'll fight dragons.
It's all of
he'll
his
fight
friends.
beholders, he'll fight evil wizards, but fuck ghosts. Nah, he's out. Nope.
Yeah, no, that's where I draw the
Never mind
line.
that. The only thing worse than the undead
and soggy
the fully
floors.
dead.
Yeah.
Okay. As we were. So you head toward the morgue, and you get there. You find the morgue, classic push double doors so that they can, take imaginary, fantasy gurneys through. There's probably one warforged that turns into a gurney and rolls
The
down
gurney
the
man.
hallways to get here. So
Couldn't they use like mage hand for
No,
that?
their
There's
legs
cool magic
transform
things they could do.
into like a unicycle, and then they just have like a stretcher.
Gonna be a
and two
bitch
of
on those
them
2 flights of steps.
Do
though.
that.
No, I assume they do that. They do the same thing like that weird dog robot does, like up steps. The one from the Advanced Robotics.
Oh.
yeah.
The 4 legs.
The little weird little pogo
The
steps.
steps.
all creepy.
Yeah. Absolutely fucking up that dead body too, just shaking it all over the damn place.
So you get there, you go through the double doors, and in there you see a half-elf working next to a tiefling, working on a body, and they see you come in.
Nurse.
Malphaedor, you're not drunk anymore. It's been well over an hour.
Now you're just an asshole.
Also, I'm pretty sure morticians are like typically doctors, or at least something similar. Calling a nurse, a little offensive.
That's Dr. Nurse to you, pal. So, yeah, there's a tiefling there, and the tiefling turns and says, "Excuse me, I think you are in the wrong place. Only authorized personnel are allowed down here."
Only them authorized personnel.
So, do I know that Magno is a tiefling?
Not sure that
No.
it's been
I
brought
don't
up.
think it has. I don't think it's been
Yeah,
mentioned.
so I wouldn't spot her right off the bat. So I'll just,
Actually, Magno Odd is a pretty standard tiefling name, though. So maybe maybe roll an insight check to see if you can put those two together.
insight with +2.
Because you know plenty of tieflings, and their naming conventions are a little different than.
16.
Okay, yeah. So you would safely assume that of the two of them, the half elf is not Magno, and the tiefling would be.
So I'll just sort of raise an eyebrow and question, Magno Odd?
Speaking, and who do I have the privilege to speak with?
So, do a courteous little bow. I'm Malphaedor Bromroyo, and this is Sir Thadeus Trebilcock and Ingvald Porter Altbier. And we are looking for you, actually.
Stefan says, "Don't mind me. I'm just taking notes."
Easier to mind you if you don't speak, Stefan. Shush.
She says, Raphael, I'm going to let you finish here. I'm going to take these gentlemen to my office if you need me.
Raphael, isn't that your brother? Oh, damn it. Wrong character for
that one's
Vader.
dead.
So she excuses herself from the dead body that she was working on and says, "Why don't you follow me to my office, gentlemen? It's this way." And she begins leading you through another door, but not the double doors, but through another door that was connected to this main room and into an office.
Cool. Okay, so I'll go in and make myself comfortable.
Yeah, she says, "I apologize. There are only 2 chairs in here, but I am sure that 2 of you would be able to make yourself more than comfortable."
Well, I've already taken a seat, so a motion for Thaddeus to sit down.
I'll sit on top of one of my barrel.
Yeah, I'll sit down. Sorry, I'm a little high, and I've been obsessing over the references that you're heading towards after Wes's big thing.
See?
I'm trying to figure it out.
I know.
I feel like it's a TMNT thing coming, because
Oh,
Spike.
was Mercy Hospital a thing in Teenage Mutant?
That's what I was trying to think of. Because Spike is
Where'd Casey
the
Casey
fourth
work?
turtle, and then the elf was Raphael.
Where did Casey work? Was Casey in the hospital?
Casey, I don't think so.
Wasn't that was
I don't know.
that
Sorry,
was the reporter girl's boyfriend? Where did he work?
I get a little hyper
I
focused.
just want to point out,
I get a little hyper focused sometimes when I get high, and
all of the hospitals in all of Frey are called Mercy Me hospitals. Every single one you've been to has been a Mercy Me hospital. So
Have you been to any other hospitals?
that has...
When was the last time we were
I
there?
think
Yeah,
so.
the one with
I had to
Bromroyo.
deliver weed.
Oh, we did have to deliver weed the one time.
Yeah.
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 You delivered weed.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't worry.
The villains were at a hospital. They saw the ambulance.
I missed
Doesn't mean
that
you're not pulling some fucking
connection.
bullshit like Scrubs or some shit. I don't know. It's no good.
I wish I had thought of it. Man. Because I love Scrubs. But I feel like if I was going to bring Scrub references, it would just be me and Chris talking for the next hour and a half.
Reference the theme song Laszlo Bane, Superman. Fucking big fan of that. It's actually my theme song on my phone when people call me.
Your theme song on your phone. I like that.
Yeah, I forgot the word ringtone for a second, so I just
The theme song.
kept going.
My phone's theme song.
Yeah, I just didn't care.
That's what they're called now.
I had a good amount of brain
Phone's
damage.
theme
I don't remember
song.
words sometimes. I just kind of do my own.
So, Magno
Sorry.
Odd.
Anyway,
Okay.
This is my fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
Magno says, "How do you know me, and what are you looking for?"
Where to begin? Well, I guess to not beat around the bush too much, I was sent here by my patron to seek you out for the next step in my path or journey or whatever you want to call it.
And who might your patron be?
Zariel.
Oh, from the 9 Hells.
Yes.
It's not another one.
Okay.
But I and my companions are seeking to fix the problem in this realm with portal magic, and we were aware of the thinning of the veil between the worlds, and what happens when these worlds get too close and those barriers start to fall. And we're just looking for answers and guidance as far as our next couple of steps along, dealing with this situation.
I see. And how can I be of service?
Well, that's kind of what I was hoping that you would elaborate on. I had a discussion with my patron who specifically called you out by name, that I should come and speak with you. Didn't say exactly why. So I'm just assuming that there is knowledge you have that would be very beneficial to our situation and where we're going.
Didn't What's-His-Nuts tell us we had to find her too, or did he just tell us where she was?
Yes, both.
Okay.
Yeah, I had asked Thorkillen about Magno Odd, and he was the one that said that she was probably in the Blinding Bay.
Okay, I just couldn't remember if she was more part of the main quest to stop Duché, or if this was...
And I will also mention that to her, that I had a conversation with Thorkillen, who I believe you are familiar with, and he's specifically said to seek you out here.
Interesting. So, Thorkillen, who is my old master, and one of the gods of the 9 Hells both sent you to me to get information about the thinning of the veils.
Yeah. That's kind of how that's going to sound, yeah.
Do you mind if I do something real quick before we continue this conversation?
Sure.
And I mean, depends on what it is.
Yeah, can you explain before you try and surprise us with something?
Are you gonna attack us, or?
I'm thinking that Malphaedor is probably very foggy-headed at this point, after shaking off the last hour or so, plus dealing with the Beholder and the battle. So.
She pulls a small box out of her desk.
It's a bomb.
And
it's a trap.
It's about 1 foot by 1 foot. And she pulls open the hat, or the front of it. And inside, you can see that there is like a cushiony fabric on the inside, like a velvet fabric, but it's pretty tight. And so she says, I am going to ask you to put your hand in this. While your hand is inside, you are going to receive a prick on your palm that will give some blood. Within that blood, after you receive that prick, you can pull your hand out. Within that blood, I should be able to make some discernments about you and how I can help. If you're willing to do this for me, I will answer any questions you may have.
What's in the box?
So I'll remove my glove and present my hand.
All right. So she moves the box toward you. You put your hand in there. And after just a moment, you feel a sharp, incredibly painful needle shoot through your palm. Not just into your palm, though, completely through your hand. And it sits there for a second. And she goes, "Don't move. Please hold it for just a moment longer." And then it comes out. And she goes, "You may pull your hand out of the box now."
You're bleeding because you didn't floss.
So I'll pull my hand out and massage the wound and use a point of my lay on hands to heal the wound.
Okay, yep. She closes her eyes and puts her hand on both sides of the box. And when she opens her eyes have gone completely black, much like Malphaedor's does when he goes dark Malphaedor. In her stasis, after a few minutes, she starts murmuring things to herself in a type of prayer. And then when she's done, she opens her eyes back up. Or she closes them and opens them again, and they're back to normal. She says, "Interesting. You have been touched by one of the gods. Several, it looks like.
Yes, who?
But one in
Yes.
particular."
Oh, we don't need a wizard. We need a therapist. Are you okay, buddy?
I need an exorcist. We do.
That's how I got
She
canceled.
said-
I knew it was going to happen.
"The reason my master sent you here is because he can't talk to you about the gods. Not the knowledge he knows, and not this one in particular. The reason Zariel sent you here is because she doesn't know which gods have touched you."
Correct. She knows I've been touched by one, but she can't see who it was.
"Yeah.
Saluni did smack the shit out of us one time.
Would you like me to tell you who it is that you're touched by?"
Dun dun dun. Yes.
"The real Greyhawk."
The real Greyhawk.
Many people believe that the gods are dead, but that's not true. They're just cut off from this world, all except for one. The one god that has access to the world is named Salune,
We've met.
but this isn't Salune's realm,
Ugh.
and Salune hates this world. And many that worship Greyhawk actually tap into her magic and use her abilities, and do it in Greyhawk's name, which is a pretty big insult to Salune, which makes her in turn hate the world even more. On top of that, the reason that Thorkillen sent you here to talk about the worlds fraying and coming together is because Greyhawk was trapped by the other gods and imprisoned in the in-between. They had to work together, many of them, to trap him away. He was more horrible than any of the 9 hells, and he was more structured than the elder gods, the outsiders. So they all worked together to imprison him, and after a time, his prison needs to be resealed. He has to be resealed by a team of 3. Somebody called the Broken One, the Stable One, and the Lost One. They are children of the first people. The reason only the children of the first people can be the ones to do that is because they are all connected. The first people were the ones that came here as a group together, led by a man named Mirrodin Welt, also known as Merlin.
Wait a minute.
Merlin had the original book of magic, and he took the first people from their original realm and brought them here for a safe place. When he did that, he designed this world with the help of the other first people and in community with 11 other gods, the ones that touched this realm. When it was finally created, the first people and the gods all lived together and were happy until Greyhawk started getting carried away, becoming evil. I'm not really sure the details, but he started going to war with the other gods, They didn't live here. This wasn't their realm, but they could come here and visit. And he would imprison them. He would torture them. He was sowing chaos into the lives of these other gods. And they took Merlin into the in-between, built a prison for him, and then 3 of their children decided to stand guard. Over the years, those bloodlines have become smaller and smaller, or have disappeared. Many of the first people decided not to be in leadership, or not to be in any kind of powerful capacity, or not to have children, because their children, if they have them, may be the ones to have to go spend all eternity guarding Merlin, or Greyhawk, as you would call him.
Thank you so much for listening. We need to take a quick moment to flip it on over to the B-side, so sit tight and relax. A Fool's Quest will be right back.
Microphones and Monsters is a Cthulhu D&D actual play with a balance of horror, mystery, and comedy. Our story begins in a 1920s Magitech noir setting. We follow the story of Alistair.
That power is very much something that I need, and I don't want that to stop.
Victor.
I don't think I want to help you.
And Julian.
It's burning. What happened here can't see the light of day.
As they come face to face with eldritch horrors.
I don't think you could ever stop me.
And try not to fall into madness. Go to microphonesandmonsters.com or listen wherever podcasts are found.
Thank you all for listening to A Fool's Quest. As an additional way to connect with us and to help support the show, you can become a member of the official Creative Typo Patreon. Membership has its privileges and includes ad-free episodes, early access to new episodes, access to art, music, and lore, merchandise giveaways, Discord perks and status, special bonus episodes, and behind-the-scenes content you won't get anywhere else. And with several amazing podcasts under Creative Typo's umbrella, you have access to all of our shows with only a single membership. Currently, all proceeds will be reinvested right back into our shows, bringing you even more of the quality content we've enjoyed sharing with you. And there's plenty more on the way. And if Patreon just isn't your thing, no worries. You can continue to enjoy all of our shows just as you have been. Patreon is completely a bonus for those who would directly like to support the show and connect with the cast. To check out the Patreon details, including subscription tiers and benefits, just go to patreon.com/creative typo or follow the link at our homepage at afoolsquest.com. And remember, stay safe, we love you all, and most importantly, stay foolish.
From the indie podcast creators that brought you Microphones and Monsters, A Fool's Quest, Ethereal Embrace, and other hit podcasts, comes a new actual play podcast, Dread Tech Incorporated. Set in the futuristic cyberpunk setting of Dark City, our 3 DDA special agents, Nitz with his drone blip, Sylvia Riveras, the shape-shifting social media icon, and Zaus, the Zoog heavy gunner, take on the evil corporation Yogsonic Dynamics in an attempt to bring the heinous actions of the corporation into the public spotlight. But will our heroes be prepared for the unworldly supernatural horror that lurks below the corporation's front? Follow Dread Tech Incorporated wherever you get your podcast to find out.
In the year 247, in the Age of Judges, Vartan was summoned home by a letter stating that his father has died under mysterious circumstances. Upon returning home, Vartan opened his mind to the possibility that his father's death and his hometown of Eterno was not everything that it appeared to be. Join us for the next 27 episodes as Vartan comes face to face with monsters, uncovers ancient magic, and finds new friendship with Baya Rustin, the half-elf sorcerer, and Ovik, the tiefling cleric. as they assist him in uncovering the mysteries behind his father's death and the town of Eterno. Welcome to Ethereal Embrace, an A Fool's Quest production, coming to a podcatcher near you.
Oh yeah, the flip side is spinning and the villains are chilling. Let's get back into it on A Fool's Quest. Now, let's join the drow rogue Ayda, the gladiator bard Francis the Lion, and the rogue warlock Hesh von Eggars as they conspire together to thwart the progress of those gag-me fools. Beware, there be villains here.
I will go ahead and head down toward the coast and talk to the cultists and see what I can see about this squid.
In full mech gear?
Yep.
Good idea.
Buffering. Do you mind if Sebastian keeps guard of my suit?
No, that'll be fine.
Okay.
He'll do a great job, but that's going to cost you 20 piece. He doesn't work for free.
No. I just bought your passage.
He'll guard it.
Yeah, so I'll, like, wherever they decide to put the tent, I'll just like hunt it down and get out of it. And yeah, like, now, Carlos, it's time to wear your fanciest pajamas. We have to go speak to some hooded, cloaked friends.
Instead of hunching it down, I think you should sit it down crisscross applesauce.
All right. you got me. You sold. We're doing it.
All right, so you get back in, and then you do that, and then get... that was in game.
Cool. Yeah. So then he and I will make our way down to the coast, and if you guys want to do whatever.
Yeah, I'll get started on putting that tent up. It's probably going to be like a cartoon.
Yeah, so there's a whole tent montage. You're all exhausted, so you're making bad choices when trying to put this together. Everybody's irritable. You have children running around from other camp areas, like, trying to mess with your stuff. You have a couple people come up and ask for free handouts for food.
You want to wash my hands in the river and accidentally tangled an Ayda some net.
You better pick it back up.
It was weighted.
You better pick that bitch up.
No, the Gag Me guys help you out, and then finally everybody sits down to eat and enjoy the evening.
Oh yeah.
Sebastian makes a fire. And sings to you a ballad of his of the butler guard.
I'll accompany him on my bagpipes.
Yeah, figure that out, Mike. We need a buttle guard anthem. Okay,
featuring bagpipes.
All right, I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. I forgot how. Absolutely lovely. Alrighty then.
Hesh, you make it down to the river, and you see not only are there some of the cultists who are like out in the water, walking around barefoot, just the robes, but they're like They're not long robes like the cultists, you know, in the movies and stuff. The robes only go down to just past their butts, and that's all they're wearing. So you're getting like the bottom of their butt cheeks. Occasionally, an acolyte will bend over at the waist, and you get the full Monty from him.
I have my backpack on as well. I want to say that. My backpack. With trusty Carlos beside me. And I'm just gonna be myself. I'm just gonna be myself. Make friends. You know what I mean? Just be myself. So as I'm approaching, I'll get fairly close actually before saying anything. Like within 5 or so feet. Just gotta get real close. Do they respond as I'm walking up?
They do. A couple of them start walking toward you semi-aggressively. And also, your passive perception is ridiculously high. So you notice there are some cells where they're like bird cages, giant fucking bird cages.
Gotcha.
And they're on the beach. And inside, there are men and women in Gagme cloaks. Different schools, different divisions of Gagme. But there are maybe 7 or 8 of them that are currently imprisoned.
I'm going to let the aggressively approaching people get, like I said, about 5 feet from me. Get pretty close. And then I'm going.
So they walk right up to you,
and then I'll stop.
And they say,
"Go ahead."
Sweet backpack.
Yeah, this whole thing. I wonder. And then I'm going to speak in a and just ask if they speak in the true language, in Abyssal.
They look at each other, and then they look back at you and say, "What the fuck was that?"
I see that you're not as versed, but that's alright. Pray tell, do you have a high priest or some sort of herald that you follow? Someone I can speak to that may know a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a high priest, but you're not coming to him wearing all that armor like that. We're not putting him in danger.
I mean, if you're worried about a studded leather, then I can take it off. But I didn't think that you'd be so scared. You know, it's fine. Not everybody can be as well endowed as myself.
Well, here. They, one of them goes back a few steps and grabs something off the ground and brings it to you and hands it, and it's one of the robes, the ass cheek robes. You can put this on.
Okay.
About to find out how well endowed.
Disguise self. It's just a walking penis.
It's a whole other person.
Oh. Let's see. Alright, so I'll take off the studded leather, and now I'm just wearing a hoodie. Wearing a hoodie with my dingling. A ring-a-ling. Yep. Alright, cool.
I'm so glad I'm not there for this.
Alright. Now that I have this on, bring your high priest to me, or tell me where I can find him.
I'll take you to him right now. Come on, man.
Alright, I'll follow.
Alright, so he leads you. They stop to walk into the water and dip their bottom halves in the ocean, in the bay, and then they walk back up on land. They wait for you to do the same.
Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah. That's it. I like very shittily hide the fact that it's super cold. And then when I come back out, like, look down, look back up, it's cold. Don't look down there.
Yeah. No, we get it. Turtles. So they continue leading you, and one guy is mumbling the entire way while you walk. He's like, I know it's cold, but it's really refreshing on my ass. Like, you get the swamp butt from working all day, trying to drown people, and then, it's nice. And they take you to the leader. And he's a younger guy. He looks maybe younger than you. And he's sitting on his feet, so his knees are out in front of him. And he's staring out into the waters, and he's trying to draw sigils in front of him on the ground.
Do I recognize the sigils by any means?
You do, but they're poorly drawn. Go ahead and make an Arcana roll to see if you know what the sigil means.
Check out the big brain on bread.
Okay, so it is much like a warlock ritual summoning spell.
Can I... So, if it was like for a steed versus like a familiar, would I be able to tell the difference?
Yeah, with a 19, it's more like for a familiar. It's not... It appears like he's trying to re-summon the squid monster that attacked the city, but he's putting down runes incorrectly, I might add, to summon a familiar, not a giant squid monster.
Say, how long you been at that, boy?
Well, since yesterday.
How long have you been attempting at something that's far beyond your measure?
That's presumptuous of you to come over here and be rude to me. Who are you to speak to me this way?
Stand up, boy, when I'm speaking to you. Look at me in the eyes.
Are you trying to intimidate?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
That is another 19.
Oh, snap!
Alright. So, he's gonna say, I will stand, but only because I want to and not because you told me to. And he stands up.
You are making a poor attempt to do what I have already done. And I'm going to like gesture to my right where Carlos will like sit into my hand and in his nice little pajamas, looking all...
That thing's tiny. I'm trying to get the big one.
You're doing a familiar ritual. You cannot gain the capacity for such a being as majestic as what I imagine this squid was with such a small little ritual. Now, how long have you been attempting something that is far beyond your measure?
Well, I mean, it's really, I just started doing this since yesterday. Patrick over there has a book that shows me how to do different rituals.
Patrick, no! Alright, so... Is mayonnaise an instrument? Okay, have your lacquer bring his book over here. I should have a candle at it.
Patrick, bring the book over here. And Patrick brings the book over there and hands it to you.
Alright, I'm gonna take a look. What am I looking at?
Again, it is poorly written, drafted warlock spells. It's like somebody tried to copy a warlock's book, but they didn't know the intricacies of actually casting magic. So if you spent some time, you could put together possibly some scrolls of different warlock spells out of this. But it would be slow going to correct a lot of the issues that you can just see in the first handful of pages.
So this doesn't give me any new information, right? This is all stuff that I am aware of and just kind of would have to be correcting for their sake, right?
Yeah, you've surpassed this level. This is third grade mathematics to a college student.
I'm gonna frisbee it back to Patrick, and just sigh, like the deepest sigh, like the most disappointed I could be. And I'm gonna take the hoodie off, and then I'm gonna put my shit back on, and then I'm just like I'm gonna do all this in front of them, taking my time to put my shit back on, and then just like brushing myself off, and then readdress him. Be like, you know, I come here thinking that you maybe had some promise or potential. Now that I see I've greatly overestimated your little band here of wards.
When you toss the book back to Patrick, he missed catching it and it smacked him in the nose, and now he's bleeding.
First blood.
Big deal.
Yeah. So, let me guess. You're just kind of following this actual creature of greatness. You're not really responsible for anything of any measure. Is that fair to say?
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't bring him here. He came here on its own, and then we started worshiping him. So, now that we know he's real, we give him our daily dues, which typically includes one of those sacrifices. And he nods over to one of the Gag Me members in a cage.
You know, that's like poultry. That's like, it's like eating kibble for something so majestic. Don't you think that it would be more worthwhile to offer up something that's more pure, something that's more refined, like someone who, say, has spent their time worshiping the god?
Yeah, at first I thought you said that.
Worshipping the god? The
squid.
The Kraken god?
Yeah.
I mean, should I kill Patrick?
Makes sense to me.
I think it may do you well to, say, host a nice little ceremony out in the water, and then take yourselves down to where the Kraken's realm really is. That way you can have a chance to see and offer yourselves up to be a part of something more majestic, rather than giving him this disgusting, like I said, kibble.
Make a persuasion check to see.
Not 19 plus...
Doesn't even matter.
Wait,
he got
plus
a 2.
13.
It beats his 2. Congratulations.
So, seeing as how I have a lot of experience with the otherworldly, compared to you and your crew, I can help you kind of facilitate this whole situation, and then not only that, I will take care of this refuse that's in these cages, so that you can only focus on what really matters, which is joining the Kraken God.
Ooh, he rolled a 15 on that. When you say take care of the people in the cages, are you intending to free them?
17 plus 13 for persuasion to let me take care of them in my own way.
But are you...
I'm only insinuating. I'm not going to give him any details.
Okay. He rolled an 18. 15 plus 3.
So it's 17 plus 13.
Alright, so he says, alright, well, let me mull it over. If you want them in the morning, you'll still be here, right?
Until tomorrow afternoon, yes.
Well, if you want them, come get them in the morning, and we will do our morning rituals, and then we will go into the water to speak to our water god.
So is he not gonna let me like coordinate, like help them coordinate this to like get them all out there?
Yeah, he will.
Okay. Then I will get within vision of Francis and then message and say, hey, listen, these cultists are a bunch of goose and they're ridiculous. I also might be freeing some of these gagging people. I don't know what's happening quite yet. Yeah, so I'll be busy for the night.
I can respond, right?
Yeah. Yep. This isn't sending, so like you don't have to do 25 words or whatever. It's just as soon as I'm done with my whisper thought, you whisper back.
All right, sounds good. That's all I say.
So that's basically what I'm doing. And like I make no like attempt towards the cells or anything. I'm gonna leave them in there the entire time until they're like on the boats heading out, basically.
Okay. So is there anything else you do with? I mean, you just prepare them with random ridiculous things throughout the night.
I'm giving them bullshit for the most part, but I'm maintaining my like dominance in the field, right? That I'm the expert. But my primary focus is that they don't take anybody with them, like none of the
any citizens,
none of the prisoners, right? That only the cultists are gonna go out and devote themselves.
Okay. All right. So you spend all night doing that with them and into the wee hours of the morning until just before dawn. They feel that they are ready to go, and they believe that if they go underwater, they find something in the book that talks about the majestic power of dawn. And so they think that if they go into the water right at dawn, they should be able to get a glimpse of the Squid King's kingdom, and they can go worship him there and live for all eternity. So they all strip out of their robes, so they're butt-ass naked now, and wade into the waters just before dawn and look to you for final words of wisdom before they sink into the bay.
As they're leaving, I fix. What was Did I ever catch the high priest's name?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, we could say you did throughout the night.
Well,
yeah.
hold on. So, like, at this moment, after, like, hours spent with this person, I'm going to, brush off his shoulders and say, what is your name?
I assume it's Scotch Brite Robbie.
Yes. Yep.
Alright. Well, Will Scotchbite, to you and all the devout here, I say,
They all repeat that back to you until they sink into the water, going and then bubbles come up, and yeah, until bubbles stop coming up.
Good fucking riddance.
You just convinced someone else's cult to drink the Kool-Aid. It wasn't even your cult.
Great. So I'm gonna go look for some keys to open up these cells.
Yeah, I mean, they left all their cloaks and all the possessions there, so it's very easy to find some keys.
All right, going up to the cells, I'm gonna unlock them, have them all gather around. How many did I gather?
Pretty sure there was 7 gag me people.
All right. I'm gonna do something for you, which I'm pretty sure Gagme would have never done for anyone else, and that is I'm going to help you. If you're not aware by now, painfully, Gagme is no more. Don't brandish your little sigils, don't put on your little cloaks, or you'll find yourselves in a worse situation as this. Now, I don't have the means to get you out of this city, so you will have to do that yourself. Outside of that, good luck. We are heading to Cheddar right now with a couple of your comrades, compatriots, other ex-gag me. I don't care what you do, but you're not my problem anymore. Okay. I'm Hesh. Bye. And that's it.
All right. You hear one particular person behind you say, "Thank you, Hesh. For the rest of you, if you wish to flee and go to Cheddar, you may. You can seek passage. I'm sure that Sally May would be more than happy to help you with such things, but I am going to stay here and rid this city of Kripke."
We rid this city. Wait, what's your name?
Mary Jane.
Alright. Well, Mary Jane, if I ever come back here, I will check on you and your progress against the Kripke. Otherwise, good luck. Don't die. Or do. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever the stars may hold. Good venture to you, Hesh.
Alright, and then I'm gonna leave.
That's a terrifying backpack.
I think, doesn't it still have one arm? Or did I take off all just one arm?
I think I had
yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe you took them all off. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. I remember.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah. I think I just torsoed her and then healed her up. So, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's great.
Never heard torso used as a verb before.
Well, I am Hesh von Eggars of the Von Eggars. Alright, I make it back to the group.
Yeah, the rest of you are all super well rested. You're fed, you feel good. Hesh, you're still exhausted. But you do have some food in you after the morning and after all the shenanigans. And everybody gets 1 inspiration point.
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite platform to listen to A Fool's Quest.